who are from
Yeah, hi.
US, good evening. Hope so your day went well. And for the people from India, good morning and have a nice day. Here I observed quota. Who is that quota? Can you let me know name of the quota? Full name. Okay. Hi Ramesh.
Yeah, hi.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes. Hope so people will join.
Sure, sure.
And today I think less people will come. Means like 10 to 12
Mm,
around. As today is a
sure,
festival,
sure.
right?
No.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Ramesh, I think you can start.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about filters, types of filters in Tableau. We have different types of filters. Data source filter, quick filter, filters on dimensions, filters on measures, filters on date. It's the same like whatever the quick filter functionality, right? We are going to see the same, but I just want to differentiate with individual objects like dimensions, measures, and date. Importantly, we do have global filter. We have global filter, cascading filter, and we do have context filter. So these are the different types of filters we have. These are important like data source filter, quick filter, filters on dimensions, measures, and date. You can also go with a global filter, cascading, and context filter. You can see my screen, right? Any issues with that?
No, we can see your screen.
Sure, yeah. If you have any issues, please try to like reconnect once again. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay. So let's connect. So now while loading the data, right, so the important point here is while loading the data, so what is meant by data source filter, or what is meant by filter? Like when it compares with SQL, right, so filter is nothing but it's a where condition to restrict unwanted data. Filter is nothing but to restrict unwanted data. We do have where clause and we do have having clause. So difference between where condition and having condition or having clause. So where clause is nothing but like in general, like it checks with individual record wise. Every record, right, it checks the condition. But what is meant by having clause? Having clause works on the top of group by group function on the top of group by clause. So let's take I want to go with a simple filter condition based on employee wise salary. Right, you can go with individual employee wise salary, and I want to go with employee wise highest salary. You can go with the where condition, okay, or something like I want to list out salary greater than 10,000 or sales greater than 1 lakh. It's a condition. But if you want to apply a condition on the top of group, I do have different groups, HR, payroll, database, different areas. So on the top of departments or group, right? So if you want to like write a condition on the top of group, so this is what the having clause. So you have to make use of having clause. So that is what the difference between where condition and having clause. Important, like when it comes to like SQL level. So we have data source filter. I think I'm getting some disturbance here. Can you please on mute? So in general, like we have data source filter. What is the use of data source filter?
So guys, I'm getting voice from other side. Yeah, thank you.
So what is the use of data source filter? Data source filter is nothing but while loading the data into Tableau, if you want to restrict unwanted data, or let's check here, I do have country related information. I do have only one single country. So let's drop region. Let's take region. I have 4 regions here. So while loading the data into Tableau, I don't want to go with multiple regions, or my requirement is I want to create reports on the top of central and south related information, or let's drop central and south related state information. You got it right? Central and south related information, and I don't want to go with all the information like west and east related states. So straight away, if you can avoid regions here, so this is what the data source filter. It's a simple option, but it is very important. This is what data source filter. So go with the Tableau, hit data source level, add, click on add, and you can go with region here. Just double click on region, make use of central and south. Click OK, click OK. Just go with the sheet 1. Now drop state, you can see central and south. Got the point, right? Central and south related information. So this is what the thing. So if you want to apply a filter condition across whole data source level or whole workbook level, you can make use of filter here. And you can also add multiple filters. Sure. You can also add multiple filters. I'm going to showcase once again. So while loading the data into Tableau, I want to go with like, so okay, I do have huge number of records. Let's take in a requirement, I do get a requirement. I want to create some of the reports on the top of like region. So I want to go with multiple regions here, but I don't want to load east related information and west related information in my like in reporting. So every time you are going to create those reports, right? So every time for individual sheet level, or you can apply filters. I can showcase multiple like the types of filters. So we have a flexibility called global filter, but every time we need to apply a filter. Drop down show filter. Every time we need to uncheck east and west. So applying this quick filter or applying this kind of a filter, so it's trouble, like every time we need to apply for individual sheets. So then we can go with, better to go with data source level. So just go with the data source level, click on add, go with the region and try to avoid initial loading time. So keeps only central and south. Now double click on region, it shows only central and south related information. And if you have like more number of years of data, so let's take, I do have 4 years of data, but for my requirement I want to go with only current year sales or only one particular year by sales. You can go with data source level. Straight away you can apply filter. You can add multiple filters here. So let's do order date, years, and click on only 2014. Now I can see only current year or one single year by sales. Clear? So this is simple but important. While loading the data, if you want to restrict unwanted data, so I'm going to showcase that. This is a simple data source filter. So difference between all those filters, I'm going to explain that. So first we need to go with a basic level filter like data source filter to restrict unwanted data across the data source level or whole workbook level. Whole workbook, right? You can double click, it shows only central and south every time. This is what they think. So straight away you can apply filter across data source level. So I'm going to differentiate with all these filters, quick filters and all those things. You're aware of this online, right? Online websites, Amazon, or Paytm or Flipkart. Let's go with Amazon.com. Sort shop by category. Just click on drop down here. So computers and accessories. Click on movies or mobiles. Click on mobiles. All mobile phones. You're getting like all these options in the left hand side. So if you want to purchase a particular mobile, just scroll down. I want to go with an Apple mobile. Select Apple. You're getting Apple, right? So what is this kind of a filter? And I want to go with 5.5 inches. Select. It's a web page, so it is not like same replication of Tableau or any particular reporting tool. It's a kind of a web page, but it's the same functionality of reporting. Now I want to go with the price range. Drop down. We don't have a price range. No. Okay. Here we don't have a price range. Not sure why it is. Okay. So let's go with another website. I will showcase the importance of reporting. Electronics, you want to go with the mobiles, right? Just click on mobiles. Yeah, we got the slider as well. It's better now. Now we can see, yeah, it's a kind of a quick filter. It is called as user interactivity. Got it right? A user can interact with this particular dashboard. You can select a range slider. Got it, 5,000 to 25,000. And it's in mobiles. And I want to select only Apple, or I want to go with one more mobile, MI phone. You can do some selections, right? This is multi-selection. It allows multiple selection, right? So already we have all these things like resolution type, and you have drop down features. Drop down. So it's good. It looks good, right? The functionality. So whatever the reporting or whatever the screen we are seeing, right? So same kind of functionality we can achieve in Tableau. So let's create the same kind of functionality. Let's go with category and subcategory. and sum of sales. So drop down. So that is what quick filter. So data source filter is nothing but restrict unwanted data while loading, while loading the data, right? To restrict unwanted data, we have to go with the data source filter. Is that clear? This one, data source filter. You can add multiple filters or multiple filters and you can apply those filters. That is what data source filter. But we have an option called quick filter. Quick filter is user for user interactivity. Quick filter is user for user interactivity. So we have seen, right, the same functionality. So similar to that, we can achieve the same thing here. Quick filter is user for user interactivity. So now go with drop down. You are seeing, right, show filter, but in previous version till 9.1 or 9th version, the naming convention is quick filter. That's the reason why we do called as quick filter, show filter. If you want to restrict data, you can restrict the data. Drop down, edit filter. I don't want to go with furniture and technology. Click OK. Go with the presentation view. So the users can able to see only office suppliers and they don't have a flexibility to do some selection to select furniture or office suppliers. But whenever we are going to showcase this filter for the users, so now the users can select. So this is what user interactivity. A particular user can interact with this dashboard. Got it, right? A user can interact with this dashboard. First point. And we have seen some of the things, right? So we have seen multiple options here. So just concentrate all this. So we have seen RAM. It's a drop down. Got it, right? It's a drop down. So when you click on this drop down, it shows all the values and you can see multiple selection. In drop down, you can go with the multiple selection. Let's go with the same functionality. Drop down, single value list. I'm going to explain all the things. So in general, you have an option called multiple values drop down. It's the same kind of a filter, right? So drop down, uncheck all, first point. Now select accessories, art or appliances, binders, bookcases. So this is what related information. Same kind of a filter, you can make use of multi-selection or uncheck all, like whatever the filter criteria, right? Select all the options. Clear? So this is also multiple selection, multi-selection, but you can showcase all the values here straight away. I didn't get the point. The question is how to get in title. Title, the filter, I'm not sure. I didn't get the question, like title in the filter. You can also write. You can also edit format title, show title.
Okay. Yeah.
You can edit show title, uncheck title.
Okay.
This is the question, right? You can edit title. So here it shows subcategory, right? You can also, yeah, sure. You can also go with a different title name also. No problem. Edit title. So drop down, uncheck all, and select. So this is what multi-selection. First point. So it helps a lot. In general, we have multiple values list. It occupies this much space. So generally for reporting tools, right, if you are going to create any dashboard, drag and drop this particular sheet. So most of the cases, right, we don't want to waste the space in the dashboard editor. So try to limit the space for some of the things. So we are occupying or we are using this much space for the filters. This is only for single view or single sheet. If you are going to drag and drop multiple sheets, right, so we have to use multiple filters. Correct? So don't waste much space, like, or if you have a space constraint, now you can make use of drop down, multiple values drop down if you want. Select. You can also edit in dashboard. There is a flexibility. Multiple values drop down. You can make use of floating here. You can float. Got it? And you can drop multiple filters, at least like 10 to 15 filters. Or if you don't want to work with the same kind of a thing, like you can also make use of individual filter here, like you can drop here. Okay, at least you have to go with the floating, or now you can see. Or let's drop here. Yeah, filter will be available. Let's go back. So this is what, that's the reason it is called as user interactivity. Go with the presentation mode. You can see, right? Furniture, sorry, category, subcategory. Whatever the presentation mode you are seeing, so it's similar to like in server or online, where the users can show whatever the reports we have, right? We can showcase the same like view for the users. We can interact with this dashboard. You can apply multiple filters. Just go with the sheet 3. So to avoid space constraint, or you can go with a single value list. This is for parent level. Better to go for single value list when we work with the parent level. It depends on the requirement. It's not mandatory. If you want to go with only single selection, you can go with single selection. First point. Radio buttons, right? We do called as radio buttons. If you want to go with multiple selection, go with multiple values list. This is multiple values list. And if you want to go with single value drop down, only single value every time, it's a drop down. And if you want to go with the multiple values drop down, this is multiple values drop down. You can select, it's a multi-selector, check boxes. Got it, right? Check boxes. And now go with all, and you can go with the multiple selection. And you can also go with slider, single value slider. But most of the cases, right, you can see drop down with multiple selection, or you may work with radio button or check boxes. But most of the cases we never work with slider, because we have a drawback here. Slider, we have a drawback. I'm not going to target the slider because like side, okay, we have a single selection, we can also use slider. But if you want to select a specific element, a particular element, I'm not aware of this one, whatever the level we have, right? Something like axis. So let's create the same single value slider for subcategory. So I want to select a particular label, art. How to select art? So we need to check whether we have an art or appliances or bookcases. It's not direct, but we have a slider. The functionality of slider, we can slide whatever the similar to measure value, right? We can make use of slider. But straight away, if you want to apply a filter condition, better to go with a drop down because it shows at least the values, whatever the value if you want to select. It's a single value. Still slider is a single value list. Radio button, single value. Slider, right? These are single value list. I'm going to explain all these things, multiple values list and multiple values custom list. I'm going to explain these two options in filters on dimensions. You got it, right? You can go with multiple values list or multiple values drop down or slider. If you have more number of values, let's take right click. Okay, it's not working. Go back. Right click, show filter. The question is, how can we get, one second. How can we get all the drop down and all? How can we get those in right side, drop down and all? right side in the sense. So by default, not only with right side, I said right. So when it comes to like dashboard level, or let's convert all the like objects into floating. Okay, make use of floating, so not an issue. Now you can see you can place anywhere. So now I'm going to design a simple document here, or you can see you can make use of alignment, and or if you want, right, so you can select category. You can see, right, so here x-axis, y-axis, you can make use of same functionality. So let's check with categories and make use of the same x-axis. X position is different, but y position is 31. Select subcategory, make use of 31, enter. You can see, right, same height. And if you want to go with the height, the position and width 160, subcategory is 160. Pretty much okay, it looks good. Got it, right? You can make use of alignment and you can place anywhere in the dashboard. That is the advantage of floating. Okay, so this is what, any questions here still? So if you have more number of values, straight away you can make use of multiple values drop down, so that we can avoid space constraint. So don't go with check boxes every time, multiple values list. So every time we need to go with we can use, but it depends on the space. So better to go with multiple values drop down. It is simple. So similar to whatever we are seeing right here. So here we do have lots of drop downs here, because they want to include lots of filters. So we have lots of filters. So all are drop down, and it is multiple values. So multiple check boxes, right? It allows multi selection. Got the point? So this is what quick filter. I'm going to showcase some more options here. Multiple values list. So while working with single value list, in general by default we are getting this option, right? So we are getting this view and it's okay. It looks good, but I don't want to showcase all option. I don't want to go with all option. By default, when you execute a report, it shows the result, but I want to go with only single selection. I want to allow only single selection. Yeah, this is single selection, but I want to restrict all. I don't want to go with all. I can say go with customize, edit filter, like drop down, customize, uncheck all. Now I can see. You can select only one single label, single selection. Something like yes or no, radio buttons. Got it, right? You can restrict all option, because for sure I don't want to go with all option. And one more point, so the functionality of multiple values list, I can also go with apply button, customize. You have an option called apply. First you can showcase all the values. So we have an option called apply. Straight away, so while selecting, right, accessories, appliances, art, I'm going to do some selection. So it is not going to impact straight away in the dashboard. So you have an option called apply. When you click apply, it works. If you want the same kind of functionality here, you can go with a similar kind of functionality. Got it, right? You can go with multiple values list, multiple values drop down, single value list, single value drop down, slider, and you can uncheck all option, customize all, and you can go with the apply button here. Customize, show apply button. Got it, right? So this is what quick filter. Quick filter is user for user interactivity. It's a simple quick filter, and I'm going to showcase all the options. So we do have lots of filters. This is what the importance of filters. These three filters. So these three and this one. So pretty much important. So when it comes to like interview perspective, context filter is important. It's a new concept in Tableau. So when you compare with other reporting tools, it's pretty much new. So context filter is new into Tableau, like only in Tableau. Like I have seen the functionality of context filter. So this is what quick filter and data source filter. Quick filter and data source filter. So what is meant by filters on dimensions? Now let's go with the filters on dimension. So generally we are going to restrict unwanted data. We are going to apply some filter, right? So in the same way, let's go with subcategory by sales. Subcategory by sales report. Now drag and drop subcategory into filter. This is what the filter shelf. Correct? So generally, while if you want to restrict unwanted data, you can go with a filter condition. You can go with a filter condition. Let's drop category into filter. So furniture, office supplies, technology. Click OK. It's in a filter condition. I selected all. Show filter. You can uncheck filter. Uncheck furniture, office supplies, technology. Got it, right? But this is like filters on dimension. Now right click edit. You can see, right, we have general filters on dimensions. We have general tab, wildcard, condition and top. General, wildcard, condition and top. So in general, you do have three options: select from list, custom value list and use all. You can use all the options straight away, or you can also go with select from list. So the advantage of Tableau is if you are going to create any calculation field, we do get calculation fields. You have a dimensions tab, got it right? You have a measures, but you are going to create a filter, so we don't have a filter tab. Similar to measures, we don't have a filter. Got it right? So straight away you can create a filter and you can use that particular filter in for different reports or multiple reports or single report. That I am going to explain because that is the concept called global filter. But in general, we'll discuss with the filters on dimensions. So whatever the filters on dimension, right? So let's drop subcategory. We have subcategory. Let's drag and drop subcategory into filter. So we have general tab. You can uncheck some of the options. Uncheck A related information. Click OK. You can showcase only those labels. Or if you have a state related information or country, if you have multiple countries, so I want to showcase only US or UK related information based on the requirement, you can restrict unwanted data. Got it right? So you can also go with filters on dimensions and drop any dimension into filter, right click, edit filter, you can uncheck. Select all. And if you want to exclude, or one more point, you can also select from on the top of dashboard. You can also do some selection on the top of dashboard. Let's select 3. I want to keep only. I want to select, I want to showcase only these 3, or go back. If you want to exclude these 3, you can exclude. Got it right? Straight away you can exclude. So what is meant by exclude? Now drop down, edit filter, you can see. So whatever we have selected, right? So excluded binders, shades, and you can see phones. Or make use of exclude. Click apply. Reverse. Drop down, show filter. This is what excluded. Uncheck, select all. I don't want to showcase art, binders, bookcases, shades. Now I can see. I don't want to load all this. You can also make use of exclude. So that is the option here, exclude values. Or if you want to include all the values, you can include whatever the selected items, right? If you want to include, you can include. If you want to exclude, you can exclude. The same thing here. Only subcategory. This like whatever the values, right? This is subcategory. This one, right?
Yeah, but individually, like if I want to change appliances to make it as a fade or change the transparency of the block, only the bar block, could I do that? Or
Yeah.
should
This
I?
functionality is like in 10th version. I can showcase that. Or we can also apply. We need to apply color. We can shade. We can showcase
So
that. Yeah.
just throw the subcategory into the color and change the settings out there, right? That
That's simple.
okay. So okay. So
You got
what
it
is
right.
what is the main use for the wildcard and general and four options are there, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
going to explain all the options. No issues. So I'm going to explain that. So that's the reason I just point out filters on dimensions. No issues. I'm going to explain each and every point. Okay. So you got it right. So this is one like where you can go with the highlighter, whatever the highlighter. Or in 10th version, we do have show highlighter. Drop down. You can show filter. You do have an extra option called show highlighter. I can compare with those results. So now right click or let's drop color. No need to go with color first. Right click, edit filter. You got it right. Select from list. You can select some of the options. Use all. You can straight away use all the options. But custom value list you can type in. So custom. So I'm going to explain this in parameters. This is an excellent option. But for now, I'm just going to showcase like you can add simple. Just type in. I want to showcase art. You got it right. Customized. If you want to make use of art, just click on plus button. Because we used exclude, just make use of include. Uncheck. Exclude. Art we have paper. Just type in paper. Click on add. Click apply. You got it right. Custom filter. Chairs. Click add. Bookcases. Got it. So this is a custom filter you can type in. Or I do remember binders. Binders. Got it right. You can customize. You can add those labels or clear list. In general, you can showcase all the values. So it by default it comes under custom list. Or right click, edit filter, custom value list. So I'm going to explain the advantage of custom value list. So here it is nothing like in simple we can go with the general filter or quick filter. Clear with general tab, select from list, you can select all the options. If you want to exclude all, you can exclude, or if you want to include, you can include. Use all, in general we can use all the options, simple, use all. So what is the advantage of wildcard? What is the advantage of wildcard? Let's go with the swap. You got it right. We can go with the swap and wildcard. Okay, star. Star. Oh, yeah, good. We do have some wildcard characters, but here we can go with star. And now, what is the functionality in Tableau? In general, we do have star from like select star, something like all, and question mark or something. It showcases only one single character, right? In general, like we have seen in previous cases like in education level, something like question mark in the sense single character. So for now it is different. So we can go with all these options. Contains, starts with, ends with, and exactly matches. Wildcard character. Now drop down. Straight away go with wildcard match. Now we can see if we have more number of values. Let's take order ID. I'm going to showcase with two options here. Make use of order ID or order ID here. Drop down, show filter. So first point, I want to select only CA related information. I want to select only CA related information. So what is the best what is the best way we need to filter out only CA related information? I think already we have discussed. I want to go with only CA information. 680 rows. Maybe we have used filter.
Data source.
Sorry?
And the data source level.
No. I want to go with only CA related information. CA star in wildcard.
We can
Good.
use split, right?
Yeah, good. We can use split. I got the answer like CA star. It was good. Yeah. So we can apply in wildcard CA star. Got it right. So we can use split drop down. We can also go with the left function. Make use of drop down. Wildcard match. Go with CA. Click enter. Just straight away click enter on CA. 4195. Just close 5009 records. You can also go with CA star, or you can go with small or capital. Click on CA star 4195. So how it works? CA star or CA. CA is nothing but it checks with contains. CA is nothing but contains. Right click, edit filter, wildcard. Now you can see CA contains. Let's change here. CA star. CA star 4195 rows, same records. Right click, edit filter, wildcard starts with. You got the point, right? So you can make use of CA. You can use quick filter, or for the users, right? For the users, yeah, we can also use star CA. We can also use, because we do have only CA. Star CA star. Click enter. 4194, same rows. It's up to you, it depends, but at least if you want to filter out some part of data, you can use wildcard character or wildcard match. I didn't get you. If you want, it depends. So whatever the functionality you want to go with, right? So takes star CA is something like whatever the middle value. You can see 2011. You can select 2011. It's something like contains 2011. Star CA is not same, because star in the sense you have to go with any, it's something like a mid. Click on 2011, 971 rows. You're getting 2011 values, right? 971. It contains, you can see 2011. It is 2014 year, but it checks 2011. It contains, that is what star CA star. You may have a prefix and suffix. It checks 2011. Now you can see. We should get only 2011 year data, but why we are getting only 2014 year? That is what, something like star CA star or something like, it checks the result. No, it counts I didn't get your point. It means those letters in any place it will count. No, something like star, you can go with any particular position. So star, CA star, right? So first, or something like left, mid, right. Got it? Left, mid, right. So you can make use of this functionality. So we can play with all these wildcard characters. So whatever the functionality, right? You can make use of star, C, or you can check whether it works or not. So now let's go with star, or not here. Let's go here. Star, C, star, A, star. Click enter. Got it, right? You're not getting the values. CA. Click enter. at least like go with the wildcard character, the importance of wildcard characters. Why should we go with wildcard characters? To make use of some filter criteria, I want to go with only CA related information or US related information. So click apply. 814 rows, only US related information. Got it? So this is contains, or you can also go with starts with. Click apply. 814. It works with start with and US like contains. Contains, it checks with total whatever the value, right? In total characters. And starts with, it checks in the starting position. Now you can see US star. Contains, click apply, you can see only US. Got it right? US star. Ends with, click apply, star US. Something like we do have some prefix and ends with US. You don't have a data. And exactly matches, click apply. Now you can see. It should match. It is not star, it's something like single quotes or double quotes here. It should match with the complete information. So that is what wildcard. So what is the advantage of contains? You can search straight away. Now let's take with this example. Right click, edit filter, go with wildcard, contains A. I just want to showcase only A related information. Accessory start with A, appliances A, art A, bookcases CA, shade CHA. We have all like whatever the labels we have, right? For 11 rows, we have A. Wildcard starts with A. Click apply. I just want to showcase only start with A. You can see, right? Accessories, appliances, and art. Just click on S. Starts with CA and ends with BC. So let's check here. Starts with and ends with. So that is what you can do some experiments. You can play. So whether it works or not, or we have to go with some string functions. So this is what the functionality to apply some filters. So starts with CA, star. Let's go with the star, and ends with S. So here it is different. Start with A, star, and S. So click OK. So we don't have anything. So appliances, art, bookcases, B. Still it is not working, right? So it's not working. So you have to go with the left function or right function, and you have to extract those information. So this is start with, sorry, contains B star S. So you have to go with one particular option here, starts with or ends with or contains. So it checks B or S. So that is what the thing. So B star, it is not taking. Got it right? So you can go with different functionality. You can use string functions. So most of the cases we are not going to use wildcard for the users. For a development perspective, if we want to capture, I'm going to showcase that. But at least you can see, like we can click on B, like, or contains A. Contains A. It shows A result. It shows contains. It accepts A's, smaller case, lower case letter, right? Now go with analysis, create a calculator field. I just want to explain the same functionality, string functions, just concentrate. You can also go with contains. Contains string, you can write, you can also type in subcategory, comma, S. Calculation is valid. Click OK. It shows true or false. Let's drop subcategory and double click on calculation. So it shows like S, right? So what is the field like? Contains S or not? Contains S or not? So in subcategory, wherever we have S, it shows true, and you can see false here. You can say false. Paper. Got it, right? But whenever you are going to hard code the values, because I typed S, this is in a slower case. So we can also go with some calculation. That is what I just want to showcase. But whenever you are working with a string here, like you want to type in a string, I just want to check Tableau, comma, just check with T, smaller t, contains T. It's a Boolean statement, true or false. Double click, it shows false. We do have T in Tableau. It's a case sensitive. If you're going with not with column, whatever the columns we have, right, or dimensions. So not with the columns, it checks if it is if we have the Tableau T right in that subcategory, it shows true. But generally, whenever you are going to hard code those values, if you are going to type, I can see it is not accepting, it shows false. If you can type T as in uppercase, click apply, you can see true. So just remember while working with this, like we have contains function as well. Straight away we can also go with the contains. So now go with starts with. What is the advantage of starts with? In the similar, like we already seen with starts with here, like order ID, right click, edit filter, wildcard, starts with US. If you want to filter out only US related information, you can make use of US. Start with Canada or CA or US, right? You can go with that. But what is the advantage of ends with? Ends with. Right click, edit filter. Remember, like sometimes it helps. If it is a string, right? If it is a string, if you want to like filter out unwanted data, ends with, I want to go with S. So whatever the naming convention which ends with S, I want to display all the values. Table, supplies, force, machines, labels, right? You can see 14 rows. Ends with S. Right click, edit filter. But one more advantage with ends with, you are aware of these, right? Like mail IDs, email IDs. So at the rate, if I'm going to deal with, or in a project, if we have multiple clients or multiple users, something like, let's take simple example, at the rate gmail.com or google.com. Let's take the user from Google, and let's take the user from, okay, control Z. So user from Google or like from yahoo.com or outlook.com or adidas.com or PwC or Bank of America or whatever the clients, right? If a particular client or service based client is going to deal with multiple users or multiple clients, right? So I do have those phone numbers or like whatever the users, right? Users email address and phone numbers. So for phone numbers, you can track by making use of starts with, I want to track by making use of area code. Yeah, we can make use of SSN or all those things, but phone number, when it comes to like phone number, we can make use of area code, right? So we can search in for individual area code wise. So what is the area code for 515? So if the phone number starts with 515 area code, got it, right? So these are the 515 area code. So in the similar way, I want to go with 615. If the phone number starts with 615, so this is what the thing. So you can search, you can filter out unwanted data based on area codes. Let's go with area code with left of phone number comma 3. You can capture those area codes. Got it? You can make use of starts with. But ends with, if that ends with google.com, anyway, like we do have at the rate for all the mail IDs. So google.com. So ends with, I want to showcase only ends with that. So that is what the functionality. So if you want to apply filter, so if it doesn't works here, because it's only single filter, it allows only ends with. We cannot go with starts with combination of ends with, right? And simple. It allows only like radio buttons. If you want to achieve, the question is, if you want to apply multiple filters like starts and ends with in the same filter, is that possible? So it is not possible. You can see, right? It's a radio button. We cannot go with multiple filter criteria. But if you want to apply a filter condition with US related information in 2011, let's go here. You can make use of split. Right click, transform, split. Right click, show filter. Here, right click, show filter. To filter out unwanted data, I want to showcase only US related information, and uncheck all, go with 2011 information. You can validate. So the importance is filter. So whatever the application you are going to run, whatever the thing you are going to apply, right? So to filter out unwanted data. So we have a flexibility. You can go with the transform or whatever the split option, or you can make use of left, right, or mid function, or you can also go with the wildcard match. Starts with, ends with, and yeah, no problem. So, or you can also go with the starts with, ends with. Can't we achieve that criteria with Tableau? So it's in Tableau, right? So the same functionality. Tableau functionality only, right? Whatever the filter condition. So this comes under Tableau functionality only. So whatever the functions we have. Right? Whatever we are applying, right, within a Tableau. So it's a functionality. This functionality comes under Tableau. So we don't want to something like it's not a patent or something. So it's straight away we can use in Tableau. We are working on the same tool. Correct? So, and we can go with analysis, create a calculator field. You can also go with starts with. Starts with, and you can type in Tableau and comma, you can search, you can check whether it shows true or false. You can also go with starts with, and you can also go with ends with. Ends with. Got it, right? Starts with and ends with. It works. And we do have exactly matches. Let's go with a different one. Exactly matches. Right click, edit filter, wildcard, exactly matches. So you have to go with exact value, like something like art. Art, click apply. It shows art, right? So exactly matches, you have to type in with all the values like. So exactly matches, shades, you have to type in shades. It depends. Exactly, something like exact value. If you want to select that particular value, you can type in and you can make use of exactly matches. Or in general, you can go with general, select from list. You can go with exclude all the values. And you can select only shades, similar to exactly matches. Got it, right? So this is a wildcard match. And we can also go with, let's drop down here. We have wildcard, and we can also go with condition. So what is meant by condition? So in general, you can also write a condition, but on the top of subcategory values, right? You can see maximum value and minimum value here. 3024 is a minimum value, 3 lakhs is a maximum value. So let's drag and drop subcategory into filter. You can apply a condition by field. You can also go with by formula, but in general we can use calculation formula, calculation field. Go with by field, sum of sales. You can see load. If you want to check with minimum and maximum value, you can check. You got it, right? So minimum value is 3024, maximum value is 330. And I want to load only greater than or equal to 2 lakhs. Sum of sales greater than 2 lakhs. Click apply. Click OK. Now I can see. It's a filter condition. Edit filter condition. So fifth highest sales in the sense. So I'm going to showcase top. I'm going to apply rank. It's not an issue. Simple. But the condition is sum of sales greater than 2 lakhs or 10 lakhs or whatever the highest sales. We can apply rank. Let's drop. We have a simple function. You can also go with rank. Analysis. Create a calculator field. Rank of you got it right. We're getting the rank. You want only for the fifth value, fifth record. Correct? You can straight away click on filter, or you can make use of rank equal to whatever the functionality, right? You can showcase like edit. Now you can see rank of sum of sales. So let's check 5 works or not. Click apply. Okay, it's a table level calculation. Let's check. Show filter. You don't have a type in, right? So let's go with rank top 5 or bottom 5. So you can also go with index or rank. So we can select only fifth rank. I can showcase. So we do have some more options, only fifth or only second or only third. You can type in. We are getting a slider. I just applied a rank here. We do have a rank functionality. So I'm going to showcase that. But in simple, I just write a simple calculation field rank. Got it right? Only the fifth highest sales. Okay. So let's drop rank. You can apply rank, and you do have one more flexibility called index. Index. Something like serial number. I want to load only like it's almost the same index. If you can select sorting, you can see the rank functionality. Rank changes based on value, but index doesn't change. It's a simple serial number. I'm going to explain all this like functions. Got it right? So the condition, if you want to write a condition or if you want to apply a condition, so drag and drop subcategory into filter, condition, by field, sum of sales greater than or equal to some value, you can write a condition here. Click apply. This was the condition. But I want to apply the same condition here. So I don't want to go with the filter criteria. But in general, now you can see analysis, create a calculation field. Now you can see sum of sales greater than or equal to 2 lakhs. Sum of sales greater than or equal to 2 lakhs. Now drag and drop sum of sales into filter, make use of true, apply. Same thing, right? So condition on the top of subcategory, condition on the top of measure. It does not depend on subcategory. So greater than 2 lakhs. It depends on the calculation part. You can also go with filters like conditional filter, or you can write a calculation field. Clear? And I just want to showcase one more option. This is a condition, and you can also go with a simple calculation field. It's pretty much simple because any condition you are going to write a simple statement, right? It showcases as true or false. Now let's go with the same functionality, sum of sales. We know like rank. We're saying top 5 or bottom 5. So now we can see, now I want to go with only top 5 records. Go with top or bottom. You can see right, top or bottom. Now you can select only top 5 by sum of sales. Top 5 records. right click, edit filter. I want to go with only bottom 5. Apply. You can showcase bottom 5. But can we apply or can we achieve the same functionality? Something like I want to go with top 5 and bottom 5 within a one single view. Can we achieve top 5 and bottom 5 in one single view? So it is possible. I'm going to showcase that it is possible, but not with a filter, because whenever you are going to drag and drop filter, it's the same naming convention. Now I can see already we have applied bottom. This is bottom 5. Go with top 5. It overrides. Can we duplicate? You'll get it allows, right? This is top 5, and you can make use of subcategory here. Go with top, by field, bottom 5. Now I can see. So by default, filter condition, whatever the filter write in filter shelf, it takes and condition and operator. And this is important. Default it is and condition between those two. It's not or. So to achieve like top 5 and bottom 5 sales or top 10 and bottom 5, we have one more concept called set. We have a concept called set. So I'm going to explain that. It is also the same kind of filter. It's a filter condition. We'll discuss. But this is what like filters on dimensions, measures, or like filters on dimension. And if you want to showcase filter like slider, whatever we have seen in here, right? So the slider initially, we just minimize and maximize minimum value and maximum value. Got it? So we can select minimum value and we can also select maximum value. The same functionality, we can also go with measures. That is what filters on measures. Got it, right? So this is what filters on measures. So I'm going to explain that. So we'll discuss filters on measures for tomorrow. This one. Clear? Any questions?
Hello, Ramesh.
Yeah.
Thanks for the detailed explanation. I have one doubt. If I read somewhere like 2 days back, or could we pass parameters? I mean, in Tableau, like if I have a business problem, like if I want to check using zip code all over the US in a demographic basis, the cost of a operation. So if I give a zip code some 62704, that detail of the state should be visible. So is it by the filter in the condition or a wildcard? Using that, should we create a filter?
So if we have a data within Tableau, right? Straight away we can check with the filter. First point, it's simple. You have a postal code. Let's take postal code wise. Postal code wise, you can select postal code and whatever you're going to select, right? At least you need to select first point.
So instead of that, yeah, I understood that, but if he wants to check the particular DRG code, so he has to enter the DRG code. That could be possible by filter, the wildcard option, right?
You can also go with wildcard or type in, or you can also pass the value, something like in parameter. We can create a parameter. That is also one option. And we can also make use of some actions.
Okay, that will
if
be
you can select actions is pretty much simple. Straight away, you don't want to type in.
Yeah.
If you can select, we can target that particular option, like whatever the target. We can go with selector, like source or destination. I'm going to showcase one more option. It's also a very good question. We can also pass some values. We can also pass some values to URL.
Yeah, that is my question.
To URL, I'm going to explain that. So in actions, so no issues with that.
Okay. So
Something
passing parameters is different and the filter option is different, right?
Right. That filter option is different and actions is different. Let's take, I have a Wikipedia. Wikipedia for India or USA or any particular country. For India, you got it right. So Wikipedia for India. So here it is India, the country name. But if you want to type in US, just click enter US. Got the point? The URL is not changing here. The only thing changing here is country name.
Okay.
You want to go with Canada, just click enter Canada. You're getting Canada, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So the URL remains same, en.wikipedia.com, wikipedia.org, wiki, Canada. So we can pass this particular value.
Okay. So this is
So that
action.
is what, this is an action.
Okay.
This is an excellent feature in Tableau. And we can also go with one more option. Let's take, I do have customers, customer name. When you click on this particular customer, I need to send a mail to this particular customer. When you select, I need to trigger, I need to open an Outlook by default, something like an action by default, and this particular user has to reflect there, something like to this user.
Mm.
So I can showcase some more points. So that is what that is the flexibility of actions. So I'm going to explain in detail. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you. We'll meet we'll discuss for tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, fine,
Sure.
Ramesh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you very
Thanks.
much. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.